Hey tubers, welcome back to the couch. We are the Couch Potatoes. We are a family that gets together, watches movies, and then gives you our first impressions and reviews. Today was Darius's pick, and I will let him take over.
So today's pick is the movie Us by Jordan Peele. Came out in 2019 before COVID. It's a horror suspense movie. The visionary behind Get Out returns with an original nightmare pitting an endearing American family against a terrifying and uncanny opponent.
Go ahead.
Since we're doing this in the out of order,
Yeah, we already watched it.
we watched the movie. For me, it is great.
Yes.
Brie and I have both seen it in theaters. We loved it then. Second time around, still love the movie. For everyone else, this is the first time watching it. That being said,
It is definitely a hard R.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a horror story.
It's got
In
blood.
the most,
It's got a lot of jump
the
scares.
most horror
Jump
and
scares.
horrors. So,
Yeah,
you want to
yeah,
talk
R
about?
for violence, frightening scenes, and what did it say? Language, I think?
Yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to tell a little bit about what the movie was?
Yeah. The movie was about Black American family who go to the beach house and try to enjoy their time there. All of a sudden, things start happening. Certain things line up for the main character, Adelaide. Was her
Yeah.
name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Adelaide, and she starts freaking out. Her husband pretty much goes, "What's wrong?" She tells him her backstory of when she was a kid. She was at a beach with her family.
It was actually that exact beach.
Yeah, it was at that beach with her family, and she went to a fun house of mirrors, haunted
Haunted House or House of Mirrors.
Yeah, Haunted House of
something like
Mirrors. And she found
Something.
that. A doppelganger.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, we didn't know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
For the longest time in the movie, you didn't know what happened.
Well, she tells what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, over the
I mean,
movie.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
Over the 2-point-some-odd hours, yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
this
two
is,
very long hours.
it is
Just
a 2 hour
saying.
movie. It
Yeah,
is.
yeah, just under 2 hours, 117 minutes.
Yeah.
117,000 minutes.
Oh my goodness. So, as the movie progresses, you see that they come across basically themselves, and they have to survive the encounter and survive the night. Other people also find their doppelgangers. Some meet
Equal though, they're trying to kill him.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Some meet an unfortunate end, while others manage to escape. Like I said, it is a Jordan Peele movie, and he also did Get Out and Nope. I suggest watching those movies. But on to the review.
Okay.
So, starting with Mom.
All right. So for me, this movie was a roller coaster. It was exhausting. I was very tired at the end of this movie because there's a lot of unexpected jump scares. If you don't like jump scares, don't watch this movie.
You also didn't,
First.
see, half of it.
Okay, yeah, I didn't see that one because it kept my eyes closed because it was a scary AF. This is a very scary movie, and now I'm laughing. There were comical moments in this movie, but it's a very scary movie. Now, they lure you in because they had some absolutely beautiful actors. And, I mean, these actors are gorgeous.
Oh, the actors
Like
knocked
the-
out the ballpark.
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
The
it's
actors-
especially Lupita Nyong'o.
Yes. So you're watching in the beginning, and it looks like this nice, ordinary family. And then they go bonkers. So...
Well, not really. The
No, yeah,
doppelganger-
really. It
Well,
goes
no, because
off the rails.
No, because
No, the movie goes off the rails, but the family
Yeah.
does not go off the rails.
In the end, the family's nuts too.
the
Well,
family
it's because
is just
of what
trying to
happens.
survive.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's just
So
trying to
people-
survive.
When you let her
This movie was over the top. It really, really was. So I let everybody else talk because what I got out of it was a whole bunch of nerves, adrenaline, and probably nightmares. That's just me.
Okay, I'll go next, I guess. I don't know where I'm going, but anyway. Alright, so as aforementioned, if you like jump scares or don't like jump scares, this movie was full of jump scares. And it was full of plot twists that, okay, I didn't see coming. And I don't know if anybody, well, of course, Brittany and Darias saw them coming because they know about it. But,
I didn't see him because I
okay,
closed my eyes.
so, yeah, so, emotional roller coaster, you was rooting for the family. As Liz mentioned, there was a lot of community elements to it also. So yes, nice little roller coaster ride, a long roller coaster ride.
Very long.
I don't know what else to
Started
say.
with the lady, Lupita's character was a little kid when this started, okay? She didn't get lost, she wandered off because she's bad. So she wanders off, goes into this hall of mirrors, sees a little girl in her reflection. Of course, the little girl wasn't her, it was the doppelganger kid.
And the
and then-
reflection was turned around, it
Yeah.
wasn't like face to face, she was facing the, so you
Yeah,
see her
what
facing the
looked
back
like
of her reflection.
what looked like a reflection but wasn't facing the right way.
And then she eventually, so that was in 86. And then as the movie goes on, it comes out to present day. Now she's an adult, she's married, she has 2 kids. They're headed to the beach. At this point, she hasn't told her husband at the beginning of the movie. She hadn't told her husband anything about what happened to her as a kid. Dude was a doofus, by the way. And he was.
He's a himbo.
He's a something. Anyway, so they're at the beach house. He insists that they go to the beach. She is terrified, doesn't want to go to the beach. She knows something's wrong. Okay, so again, this is how they lure you in. They get to the beach, they meet up with some friends, Elizabeth Moss and her husband, and their twin daughters who were jerks, by the way, just saying. So they meet up with them at the beach, spend a day at the beach. The son, her son, Lupita's son.
Yeah, Jason was his name.
Okay, Jason, the character. He wanders off. She doesn't know where he is. She freaks out. Then at the end of the night, they go home. And then while they're home, Doofus' husband, she noticed there's somebody outside. For some reason, he decides, I'm going to go out and check it out and see who it is.
No, more specifically, Jason walks in. No, the power goes out. Jason walks over to them, very plainly says, "There's a family in our driveway."
Yeah, very.
And
yeah,
then,
common.
Kind of
The
on
husband,
from there.
Gabe, Gabriel, the husband, goes out, investigates, tries to intimidate them. It doesn't work. They just still stand there. He goes back in, gets a baseball bat, goes back out, says, "Hey, the police are on their way. Please leave or I will use violence." And
No, he didn't say use violence. If y'all want to get a little crazy, we can get a little crazy.
and the doppelganger took that personally.
Yeah. Whose turn was it?
Dad's.
That's-
Yeah, I relinquish.
Just
Go
got
ahead,
it.
Britt. Go ahead. I yield my time.
I liked it. I thought it was really good, especially both with Peter Nyong'o and also Elizabeth Moss, who you might recognize if you watch *Handmaid's Tale*. She also does a very good job in this movie. Mainly just she is very good at just deranged expressions. It is
Both
great.
of them.
Yes.
Both of them are good at direct
Yes.
expressions, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do kind of feel like there is sort of there's definitely some through lines and symbolism. I
agree with that.
Yeah, I'm just not quite sure what exactly it is.
Right. like the people
Because
who
the-
were. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, because with like the doppelgangers, the hands across the border,
Sorry. Hands across America.
yes, the hands across America, stuff, the symbolism of the scissors and untethering yourself from your other, and like
The subways.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
There's
like-
several subways that are.
Yeah, like-
Tunnels underneath the.
Yeah,
it almost kind of like, I haven't seen Nope, but from what I have like seen of like the trailers, I feel like it almost kind of ties into that a bit with the kind of like government conspiracy kind of thing. Because like that is mentioned, there is like sort of like, yeah, because they were trying to replicate people, but they realized that they couldn't do so because
They couldn't give them the
one
soul.
soul,
they
yeah,
could-
yeah, because one soul can't occupy two bodies.
Yeah. Yeah, which I did honestly, I did not understand that part of
Actually,
it.
I kind of feel like, wasn't there an element similar to that to Get Out as well?
Probably,
I don't
I
see
don't
it.
know.
No, Get Out had something else going on with it.
Mhm. So-
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, like there's something there. We're just kind of too tired and dumb to realize it.
I'm just too dumb, too scared now, and I didn't get that part.
Oh,
I didn't get
and
that.
also the Jeremiah 11:11 and also the 1111.
Yeah, all
repeating.
over. It was all over everything.
Yeah,
Just
I
Jeremiah
wanted
11:11.
I wanted to actually look that up as well as 1111 because I think that's like some kind of weird angel
Well, no,
number or
yeah, but-
something. I did
No,
notice
it's
too.
Jeremiah. It's the 11:11 is
Yeah.
the reference to a Bible thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
but
that's what she's
like-
saying.
yeah,
Yeah.
but-
No, it's like a
because
verse in a page.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I know. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's a verse and chapter.
yes,
Chapter.
Chapter and verse.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I
Jeremiah
know that.
chapter 11, verse 11 is what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, but
Which-
like, because
yeah.
also because I was saying that too, because it was also like pointed out at some point that hey, like it's 11:11, and I think that kind of was just like referenced like throughout.
Yeah.
So that's why I was curious if 1111 was also a thing as well,
No.
because I know that's a sort of
It wasn't.
Okay.
It was just
yeah.
the reference to that. Oh, well, she's
Warren?
looking that up. Warren?
I'm gonna go last.
Oh, okay.
There's a reason for it. Do
Okay.
that.
Oh,
Okay.
also, I did notice like an ever so slight similarity between interesting. Like for example, because like each of the doppelgangers did in fact have names. I did notice
did
that
they?
yeah,
Oh,
and
okay.
I noticed that Gabriel's doppelganger's name was Abraham.
Oh.
Yeah, but I don't. Jason's was Pluto. I don't remember what the daughter's doppelganger name was. I don't remember what Ada's doppelganger name was as well.
Oh, I don't even think I
Anyway,
realized
But
that.
anyway, so Jeremiah 11:11 from what is that one again? NIV.
Oh, okay.
Therefore, this is what the Lord says: I will bring on them a disaster they cannot escape. Although they cry out to me, I will not listen to them.
Interesting.
Which
So-
kind of makes sense in a strange sort of way.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Because they called for help and no help ever came.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like they called
Oh,
911.
yeah.
They called-
That- that-
And I was
I almost said
handled
911. Yes. They
Oh,
called
geez.
911. And no one ever came, even though it was supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And it was even on television, and there was no,
No,
no actual
yeah.
response or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for me, once again, this was a good movie. I really loved it.
Yeah.
As
They're,
much as a horror fan I am, this is one of the horror movies.
yeah. They're
From the
there's like
soundtrack to the performances from the actors.
and the
to
fact
the
too that there's
scenes.
like so many like different like little facets of it that you can kind of like look into and like
Yeah.
that kind of like gets under your
And-
skin even more.
And there are things that point out to what's going on. Like when the girl was talking about the floor, what was it, the fluoride?
Oh, the
Oh,
fluoride
yeah.
in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have hinted at the fact that the doppelgangers were supposed to be the puppets that control the mass up top.
Yeah.
One of the things that they didn't get until the end of the movie, which now spoiler territories. If you haven't seen it, here go watch it, then come back.
Spoiler, but yeah.
Well, we haven't spoiled the
The end.
If you want to
He's gonna do
I
it.
mean,
That's why he said
So that's
spoiler.
why I said,
Like spoiler.
Yes.
You don't want to know the end.
Don't.
Turn it off.
Yeah, stop now.
Stop now. All right, go ahead.
All right. So, for the spoiler part, one of the mysteries that I wanted to point out to the family until I was thought the family would get until the end, or before the end, was the major question of which one of the little girls from the beginning was the real one, which one was the actual doppelganger.
Or rather, what happened to her in the amusement park? Because we only knew part of it,
Yeah.
which was that she got lost, she got scared,
Was found
and then was found.
Yeah.
and couldn't speak.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I first watched that, I was like, "What in the world? Why would that?" Okay, but once you see the end where the doppelganger dragged her down and replaced her, I was just like,
yeah, and then it's like, oh, and now it all makes it, because you even do get like very brief like hints if you look carefully at her,
how she reacted when she was killing the people.
Or how she's moving.
Yeah.
Even when her parents were in talking to the therapist, and they were saying, and I just thought it was a glitch. But if you watch her hand, when her parents are talking to the therapist, her hand does something weird. It just like bounces.
Yeah, because the real one was trying to get loose.
And she was still, I think, partially tethered, I think.
Yeah.
It seems like the tether on them was weakened when
they
happened.
switch places.
No.
So what we're talking about here is the real person is tethered to this doppelganger. It's sort of like they are the shadow or the reflection of the actual person. So whatever happens in that person's real life, something mirrors that in the life of the doppelganger, who is actually in a tunnel system under the United States. Like there's a huge tunnel system where all these
Doppelgangers.
imitations of real people above where they live. And they live out their lives in sync with the people who are real. So in this case, because they had switched, the little girl that had gone into the Hall of Mirrors is not the same little girl who came out of the Hall of Mirrors, because she switched. And you don't know this till the very end. But as Britt said, there are things you see throughout the movie that if you're paying close attention, you might pick it up.
And
Or might not. Because I did, so I don't know.
And one of the details is when Emily was at the table, and was eating chicken or something like that,
I think so.
and she was eating strawberries.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, because that's the thing that her other said, which was, well, the girl ate nice food, we ate rabbits. That was the only other thing in the tunnel, so the doppelgangers ate the rabbits.
There's probably something about that too, like the symbol. Because like my first thought was like, oh, they probably used like the rabbits at first as like a testing ground to see if this is like actually possible, and then they moved on to people.
That's a possibility.
But also like there could also probably be like other symbolism with the rabbits as well. I'm just not sure what exactly that would be.
Yeah, but you're right. Although they never actually addressed the rabbits, other than the fact that they ate them.
Yeah.
But these rabbits were all over the tunnels.
Which could be a theory that the rabbits, like Chris said, the rabbits were first cloned.
Mm-hmm.
But Warren, you're up.
Alright, I kind of have to split it because part of me is like, I see this in two different ways. I see it as like sort of a horror movie, sort of like art style aspect. I also see it as of like, horror movie that I don't like horror movies. So I'm gonna go and get the negative out of the way. I was about to say, this is horror movies that I do not like. It's just, it was kind of eh. It was like just I don't know. It's just like the spots just I don't know. I just didn't really like it that much.
Probably
But like
because
just
you don't like people not acting smart in horror movies.
that too. Yes, and I was pointing out all the stupid stuff that things are happening. I also was seeing like a lot of the plot twists, and it was just kind of like eh. On an art spec, on the opposite end, the art aspect, it was very good. The music was on key. The actors were amazing. The effects were very good, and just sort of the sort of foreshadowing and sort of like the symbolisms of the connections are fantastic.
Oh yeah, also the final fight sequence is so good.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't watch that.
It was great.
I
It
didn't
was
watch
great.
that.
Yes.
So
It was
good.
it-
Like
it
I
learned to
want
run with dance,
if
but
there is
dancing
ever
death.
if there is ever a Bloodborne movie, I want that choreographer to do the choreography
Choreograph.
for a fight with Lady Maria because I think that'd be great because
For what now?
Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower.
Getting off topic.
Yes.
On topic.
Anyway,
Back
that's-
on topic.
we
It's
have to
On topic.
good.
wrap up because
Give us your
Go ahead.
spuds.
Go ahead. Alright, so here's the thing. I was going to give this movie a 1. I
Oh my
really
goodness.
was until Warren mentioned the artistry of the movie. And maybe even the musical score was good too. So I'm going to give it a 2. I recommend
three?
watching. No, it was scary.
It did its job.
That's
Good.
exactly the point.
But it
It's
entertained you, right?
supposed to-
No, it scared
it's
me.
under your
Okay.
skin.
2.
Okay. Deuces. Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna give it an 8. I liked it. It was, like I said, an emotional roller coaster. Plot twist got me really good, so I gotta give it props for that. Musical score was good. The actors were great. So yeah, I give it an 8.
Yeah, I'd also give it an 8. Very Stranger Core, if you're familiar with the Magnus Archives.
Warren.
Again, I'm just splitting it a bit. Personally, I'm giving it a 2. on just a thing, but like on an art aspect, I'm giving it an 8.
I'm
Okay,
giving
so
it-
about a 6.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm giving it an 8. I love it. Joyfield did great job with this movie. Really entertaining, real fun. Although I'm pretty sure some people don't agree.
Oh,
But
yeah, and also,
I
He can't pick anymore.
also,
no.
Listen, no.
You want no. I'll have a pick in the future. A better pick. I'll have one in the future. Anyway, but tell us what you think in the comments. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow for more. We will see you at the next pick. Till next time.
it'll be Warren's.
Yes, it'll be Warren's turn.
Yep.
Till then, Spuds out. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.